here we go. There's the back. Bringing it up, that's not too bad. Okay, let's get that sound going so you can hear me. Alrighty, so what do we need to do? We need to grab this body, and we've got that body. We need to get in there and drill those holes. I've got the drill bit too. I've got black hardware. It's got Mr. Glynn's Cruel Mistress vintage Tele pickups, brass saddles, bone nut. It's all good. Where the weed at? What's going on? Thank you for the follow. Good to see you. Welcome on in. Who? Okay, so that's that guy there. But that's to show you that copper-looking red cedar when it really gets polished up. It really looks copperish.
Come here, little guy. Come here, my little boy.
To go on top. So that's what we did there. That back's going to be sensational. That is so smooth. Very, very smooth. Ha! Absolutely. They are drums. They're percussion instruments as well as stringed instruments. They can be used. If you watch the old flamenco guys playing, the old Spanish guys, they're doing all that stuff. They're going tippa-tappa, tippa-tippa-dum, ring, 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 tippa-tappa, tippa-tappa, dum, ding, dum, dang. So it's all good. Hello everyone, welcome on in. Let me get dressed. Just putting on some older stuff so I don't get dust. We're going to do some routing today. We're going to get that neck joint in. I've started already on the neck. How you all doing anyway? Hope you've had a good week. I had a mixed up week, so I had to change my schedule around a little bit. But we're here now. Get the hankering on. Good old Hank, miss him. Who have we got in here? Leslie's here. Terry's here as well. Terry, how are you? Good to see you guys. Where are my glasses, Terry? I can't see anything. Let me get them. Whew. Okay, I'm good now. Let's put my apron on. Where's that silly buddy? Mav, what's going on? He's upstairs. He's all curled up. It's really windy here and he's a bit cold. So, the tail. Rage is here too and he's not first. Mav's here. BTM, how you doing? Good to see you. Willie! Everyone's coming in. Guitar tail. Oh, that thing. Okay, the little heel, oh sorry, the little tail detail. This guy here. So this, that guy. It's turned out nice, hasn't it? Do you like that, guys and girls? You like that? All the binding's done now. Got all the bindings sorted out. All the gaps are plugged in, closed. It's looking good. Got to cut this little neck joint out here. Back looks great. I've sanded some of that, raised some of the grain, got some scratches out. That's looking good. Little red, purple heart accent right there. Another one on the back right there. Just something different to close up those little gaps. You can see how smooth that top looks with the shiny satin. Grain approved, absolutely. Very nice. I'm glad you like it, Wills. Okay, so what we're going to do today is, let me show you where I'm up to. We've got this neck. We have to cut a tenon. Guess what? I've cut a tenon. So we've got our little tenon cut. We're going to just tidy up that little round chip out there. I leave the end there and I do it with the chisel because I don't want the end to break off the heel. So it's quite sensitive at the end grain there. So we're going to just clean that up now, and then we're going to do the reverse of that on that body so that we can start getting a fit on there. Once we know that fits, guess what? We flip it over, Willie gets excited, we grab the Shinto rasps, and we start carving. So it's all going to happen very smoothly. Texas Tom, what is going on, brother? Good to see you. Excelente. I like that. Just testing my microphone because I left it unplugged for a few days and it didn't charge, but I think it's charged. If you stop hearing me, it means the mic's gone dead. I'll just switch over to the camera mic. I think we're good. Willy. Okay, she likes the rasping. Let's work on this guy first. I'll just move this out of the way. This is looking good. We've got a nice, smooth grain all the way around. It's looking good. Okay, we're looking good there. We're good to go now. We're almost at the home stretch without sounding too excited, Terry. We're almost at the home straight. Like Seabiscuit down that last furlong. There's one for the kids. Who's Seabiscuit? They said. All right, so let's flick the camera over. Let's see what we need to do. We need to straighten the camera up for starters. There we go. There's our tail. So there's our joint. Nice and neat. Okay, we've started to chisel away the insides. We've got to hollow that out slightly. I'm going to use the curved chisel just to get that to come in. The reason I dip it in there is because there is a slight curvature on the top of the guitar, and we want to make sure that the edges that are exposed, that you see when it's in the body, are flush with the body. And there's none of that going on, right? So we've got to take out all the height from the inside next to that joint, only by about 1 millimeter, not much, 1/16 of an inch maybe, 1/32. Just a little round off in there, a little groove, and then what that does is allows the guitar body not to push back down in there and allows those edges to come up close. What's a furlong? That's another one, Leslie, absolutely. Yes, she's the non-streaming Twitch personality. She's the most famous non-streaming Twitcher in the Twitcher sphere. 1/8 of a mile, that's what it is. In other words, about 200 meters or 200 and something yards. $220 yards, I'd say, something like that. Tom, am I right? Somewhere in that vicinity? 220 yards maybe? 225, something like that. Okay. For this little guy, because it's so small and delicate, I'm going to use my favourite little tool, my little carving chisel, because it does such a good job. I'm going to pop this into my little stand over here. Doink. Sits in there nicely. I love this little stand. It's such a good neck stand. 220 yards. Cool, that's what I thought, Leslie. 110 yards in the old scale is the 100 meters. So when you look at people like Jesse Owens, he won the 110. Sorry, no, I lie. Was it a 100-yard dash in 1930 whatever? 6 games in, was it 110 yards? Well, 100 meters today is the equivalent, which is 110 yards. Anyway, doesn't matter. Just going to chisel this part out. Carefully so I don't chip the end. And we don't mind hollowing that out a little bit because, of course, we're trying to clear out a channel all the way around there. Just a very slight channel. That's looking good. Grab a little file, do a little dance. Now we've got to organise this thing here and set it up nicely and properly. This side is where I did the neck, so the neck fits in here like so. We go under this station, it's got a back spine down the middle there. We strap that guy in there, we line that up with the centre line, we route in here, we clear that bulk, and we left with the tenon. Now we've got to do the same for the mortise. So we've got to come over the other side. I've got to flip this guy over, get this router off. See how I do this. I've got to strap the guitar body to the top of these bings. Okay, we just hang it right there, like so. Get this guy down. Clamp it. Jed clamp it. I'm going to retake this guy down and fix it down properly. It's a little bit on the loose side. Let's grab some clamps. Terry, we need clamps. We've got them all here. Here we are. I won't use the long ones, I'll use those for the body. Grab these shorties. Let's get this end down. Get this end down. There we go. Okay, done. Now the beauty of this is that this guy fits straight under here, like so. It's meant to squeeze in. It's a very tight fit. But that's by design. You don't want to damage the top too much. Won't be any scratches, but I get it, and I will probably make I've got to adjust. I'm thinking of putting a front beam down here with some foam on both sides, so then I can really have some comfort. I get your point. It's a very good point. I haven't had time to do it though, so I'll do that. I'll improve this this jig eventually. Let's just cut this hole and see how we go. Okay, there it is. Router. I need to adjust the height of this guy. Okay, that's good. Right there. Lined up. Okay, we're good. Sorry, give me a sec. I'm trying to prop this up properly. There we go. That's what I need. The important thing here is not to slip off the center line. That's my biggest issue. So if I get that right, we're good. And I need to get that wedged in nicely right now. This is something that's almost the right thickness. There we go. That's the right thickness. Just to hold it there until I clamp it in place. Making sure that's straight. Double check the line. It's at the right height now. Making sure this is centered. Okay, that's... Tap, tap, tap. That's center. Okay, cool. Clamp it up. I'm going to use some protection on the front and the back so I don't get any, because I'm going to tighten it up now. One last thing. Just to make sure the vibrations don't wobble. I'm just going to wedge this under here. That ain't going anywhere. That's square. That's centered. We're good to go. Okay. Ready, set, go. That ain't moving. We need a mask. Terry, do we need a mask? No. You're dead right. You have to worry about those things. And like I said, there were lots of scratches on that body, and I gave it a light spritz with some water and hit it with a heat gun, and it raised the grain and it filled out all those scratches. And then I sanded them off. That's why it looks good. These are flat surfaces it's up against. There's nothing protruding that's going to put a dent in there. I get the whole scratchy thing because you're wiggling it and that. We'll sort that out. We're going to put some padding on there. I think it's a great idea. Now, mask. Do I need a mask, Terry? Yes, I do. Okay, I've got a mask. I'm going to start very shallow. So I'm going to adjust the height of this guy. Bit stop, sit. I'm going to drill a little hole there just to give me a pilot. I'm going to take that off. I'm going to drill a little hole just to give me a pilot. It's just too sensitive around the top to just not have a pilot hole for the drill bit, for the router bit. So I'm going to put a pilot hole in with my drill. Just a small one, just enough to get it to bite. It's a good idea to do that. Let's put a pilot hole in. Where are the drills? Scheisenhausen. I'm trying to find my drills. The ones that oh, here they are. I've got this set up now, so I can't get around there. Got it. Okay. Oh, it's around the corner. Okay. Let's put a pilot hole in there. And that will help get a nice clean start. Do we want a clean start? We do. It just avoids tear out and ripping. That's my biggest concern at the moment, not scratches. Vertical direction, which is our biggest concern. There we go. That's good. That's in place. Wedge that under there now, and we're good to go. Okay, we are good. That's it, not going anywhere. Right, let's get on with it. Flip the camera over. As I said, there's improvements to be made with this jig. It's still set up correctly. We're happy with that. Let me see if I can get a start here before I change camera angles. That's way too loud. Let me bring that volume down and then I'll change camera angles. Got a good pilot hole there now. I'm going to flip over the bench. I'm going to change the bit though, because it's a little bit on the longer side and I don't want it to tear this thin side. I'm going to get a shorter bit and do an extra pass. I'm just trying to be super cautious because I don't want to tear out what I don't need to tear out accidentally by rushing everything, okay? So let's get back to here. Let's quickly change this over. I've unplugged this. I'm going to change this bit over with a finer bit or a smaller bit, if that's what I mean to say. Where's my keys? They're hanging up. Here they are. Terry, are you happy that I'm being super cautious? Terry would be happy that I'm being super cautious. Just changing that bit for a slightly shorter one, and I said, Terry, are you happy that I'm super cautious? Oh, for goodness sakes, and now I can't get to it. I'm a dick. Okay, cool. Put that in. Okay, that's right. Let's tighten this up. We're going to go for it now. No more mucking around. No more mucking around. Let's go for it. Lisa, what's going on? How's Van Whalen? What's he up to today? Is he being a good boy? I'm going for it now. That's no stopping me. Right. Mask on. He's been good. Excellent. Volume down. Taking care of Special Elvis's head wound. What has he been doing?
Mom, somebody just followed me.
Thanks for the follow, Mousy Moo. I'm just turning the volume down. We're about to turn on some machinery. Great success. First pass is 1/4 of an inch deep. It's fine, it's perfect. So we've got a good baseline now to cut the rest out. What I need to do is measure the depth. 1 or 2 more passes should do it. I've got a depth of this of about and I'm going to make it slightly about 2 millimeters deeper than the tenon. Why? Because I need an air pocket behind the tenon where the glue's going to go. It allows me to inject steam into there if I ever need to loosen that up and take the neck out. So if you have something butted up against the wood like that, and that's glued down, you're going to tear away the body. But if you've got glue in there with an air pocket, obviously you've got contact around the sides here and contact here, but a little bit of an air pocket in the middle, what it enables me to do is if I leave that a little slightly proud by about 2 millimeters of gap, I can get an injection of hot air or steam in there and loosen that joint up if I need to ever remove this neck. So what I need to do is measure the depth first, and that is approximately, well, accurately speaking, 20 millimeters. It's 20 on both sides, just double checking. Yes, it is. So 20 mils what we need to go down. At the moment, we've gone down about 8. So we've got a little ways to go. Now, what I need to do is loosen this guy up. Again, I need to loosen this guy up again because what I need to do is adjust that bearing bit. It's a very long shaft and shank on that bearing bit. So I need to get that protruding a little bit deeper without overdoing it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to manually adjust the position of that bearing bit. New depth. Gotcha. Good to go. Yep, we're good to go. Okay, let us quickly put our mask back on. Okay, volume down. Let's go. Okay, we got it. I think we're good. I think we're good. Let's have a look. We're going to take this out. Clamp off. Clamp off. Guitar body out. Ooh, the smell of wood burning. Oh, that is a nice joint. That is a nice joint. Straight down the middle. Are we happy with that? Is that good? That's good. That's real good. Look at that. Look at that joint. Okay. We got to clean that guy up now. Let's test the neck fit. What have we got here? Ooh, that is neat and that is very, very tight. That is beautiful and that is dead flat. There we go. I can pick that up. I can play it. That's not coming out. Terry, are you happy with that? The gaps are good. We've got to just, you can see that's really tight. Really tight joint. A little bit of sandpaper now and refinement and we get that last 1/8 of an inch dropping straight into that slot. Starting to look like a guitar now, is it not? The grain pattern. Mr. Blackstone, it's a beautiful piece. Let me show you a little bit closer, shall I? Let me change the angle for you. Okay, we've got Bunya Pine. Bunya Pine on the top. Where's that camera going? Come here, you. Right. Bunya Pine. We've got Australian rosewood binding. We've got a block of fiddleback red gum with maple and Australian rosewood strips, laminates. We've got this beautiful camphor laurel sides with that sap in there, that sap wood, that ring grain. And then we've got the back of that, which is camphor laurel as well. Okay, so there's a guy. We've got a little bit of purple heart just in here to close off a nice little cutting joint that we made. And the same on this side. A little bit of purple heart there, just to sort of offset it. That guy is good to go. There's our joint. We've got our gap. Our air gap is there for our steam. We've got to have to put an access point on the inside as well. I do that later. And we've got a gap. I believe there's a gap here. Let me just see how far out we are. No, it's pretty close. I'm going to have to shave a little bit of the bottom of that tenon. I'm going to shave some of that off to leave a little bit of a gap just behind that space. So when we come in and we inject steam through that access hole into that cavity, it goes straight down in there and it will lift that guy. There'll also be an access hole at the foot of the fretboard to get the fretboard unglued as well. Some really good tone woods. Yeah, they're good, man. They're nice tone woods. I'm happy with them. This fit is what I'm really happy with. That's really good. It's tight. You can hear it gripping and crunching and grinding because it's biting in there. So that's a really tight neck joint, and that's what we want straight off the bat. So I haven't refined that yet, and I will, and it'll drop that guy down. So what we do is we shave the edges and we get that guy dropping down. How are we doing on time? We've got heaps of time, guys. Let's go. Who's in it? Who's in it to win it? Who wants to join me in shaving that guy down and getting that dropping straight in there? We've still got to put a heel on this guy when we carve it, but we might be at the position where we're ready to carve this guy soon. Okay, there she is. So it's a nice joint. You can see how close that is. That's pretty close straight off the bat. And we'll close that even more with a little bit of sandpaper under there, refining those edges. I still need to carve these edges. I haven't done that yet. We're going to do that now. We're going to work on this tenon and get it fitting right in there. So let's pop this guitar body up here, as I call it. We're going to just scrape a little bit of this guy away. Get a little bit of a V going down into that curve. What that does is it enables the edges to protrude higher and they get closer to the body and close up that gap. It's very small. The gap's only like less than 0.5 millimeter. It's tiny. 1/32, 1/64 maybe, if that. A little bit of sandpaper, a little bit of filing, and that'll be tight as a whistle. The other thing, of course, is we need to trim some of this off, and I'm gonna shave a little bit of that off with a rasp. Reason being, I want an air pocket behind there so that we can get steam in there to soften that up. Crochet and chill, absolutely. You're welcome. Always welcome, and thank you for being here. We really appreciate you guys supporting the channel, and we'll make sure we get some followers over your end, your way as well. We've got a little groove in there, and then we're going to file that away. We started earlier. You can see there's a few little rough spaces in here. I'll grab a half round rasp now and I'll bite into that cavity. What have I done here? Dropping hooks and all sorts of things. Grab my half rasp, I'll turn it on 45 degrees. I'll dig that edge in there, like so. And I'm just getting a little bit of a concave finish in there. Notice how there's a gap between the top and the edge of the rasp. I do not want to file the edges at the top. They are dead straight, they are protruding. I need the second half closer to the tenon, hollowed away. Now, before I lose any end grain, let me put some tape over that to keep it together. I will put a heel on this so it won't matter, but I don't like to lose chip, I don't like to chip timber. If I can avoid it, I will. So I'll put a little bit of this guy right over the edge. That'll keep it from lifting. Like so. And then I can work on this. Don't forget to do that little bit in there. Okay, that's looking good. Let's do this end. Same deal. Focus on the inside edge, not the top. See, only takes a little bit of dust. We don't need to take too much off, just a little bit. But rasps are good for that stuff. And again, we test the fit, right? Always test the fit. It's going to get a flat file, a smoother file. And I'm just going to hit that. Take some of those bite marks out of there. That's it. Nice smooth contact point. Very important. Take this paper off. Let's do a test fit again. This is a process of trial and error, or continuous improvement, as they say. We need to. Oh, that's looking good. That's gone down a little bit further. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's really good. Okay, so that's a little bit further along. Still a little bit high. You can see the gap there. Not so much the gap there, don't worry about that. There is a gap there, but that's because this is sticking out. Okay, that'll pull in tighter once we trim that up. The next thing I want to do before I continue working on the long side is get rid of the thickness of this. So I'm going to file that away, take a very small shaving off there. It's gone down further, so we're doing the right things. We're almost there. Gatto, what's going on? Terry, where did you get fatto from? That's not very nice. Ha! I know it was a typo. Gatto, what's going on, brother? We're just fitting necks into acoustics. You know the drill. A little bit more work, more gap required. That shows you how much we're taking off. So there's a little, it's quite substantial sawdust there. It's not a lot, but it's a teaspoon. But we've got to get some more off there. Some more. Test fit again. We're close. We're real close. I mean, if I really wanted to, I could squeeze that in, but I don't want to force it. I don't want to force it. Do I, Terry? Do I want to force it with a clamp? No. It's lifting, which means the bottom's touching, so I'm going to cut some of that off. We still need more work here. Just shaping it, taking a little bit off, not too much, just a little bit, thinning it out. Nothing wrong with that. Because we want it to fit tightly and accurately. Let's go again. How far down will we get? About 2 millimeters left. Just. You can just see it there. Just see it there. A little bit to go. Just a tiny little bit to go. Okay. It's a beauty, isn't it? That guitar's pretty good. It's coming out nice. Now we're going to put a heel here. We're going to heel cap that, so you won't see that opening right there. We're going to heel cap this once we carve this neck. Take it off. Work out what we're going to do here. Okay, looks like this is too tight, so we've got to thin this out some more. So it slips down a little bit further. Let's work some more of this off. Same, just about. Okay, there's a little bit of, just capturing a bit of a gap here. Almost. Ooh, that's close. That's real close. Okay. Grab our paper. We need a thin strip. A thin strip. Phone calls in the middle of things. All right, what we're going to do now is we're going to move you over here. I'm going to clear all this. I'm going to pop this up here. And it's time to strip. And what I mean by that is we're going to pop that in there. And to get that further, we're going to run a little bit of 120 grit, like this, in a very thin piece under there, and just run it like that. And what that does is it wears out the guitar body, takes off a very, very, very thin section of that top to get that going down further. It's quite tight. Lift that up, get it under there, like so. Push down and really strip it. Do it on both sides. And that gets it down further, and it has gone down a little bit more. Oh wow, that's close. That's real close now. Okay, we're really, really close. And that's a good gap. That can be improved still. Okay, I see what's happening there. Right. little bit of protruding edge. I'll clean that out. That's the wrong chisel. Where's my little chisel? Let's use this one here. We don't want it catching on the edges there. Take those off. Just ever so slightly. Got it. Done. Flush. It's in. That's all it needed. So we've got that in there now, guys and girls. Have a look at that. All right, there she is, straight down the middle. Next in. We've got a little bit of a gap to close. Not much, not much. We'll do that, but that's good. That's really good. I'm happy with that joint. That's looking pretty good. So when you whack the fretboard on there, let's do that and see what that looks like. Okay, so we're going to check the fretboard here. So this will sit like so. Obviously it'll be cut down here. But when that sits like that, there is no gap. It's perfect. The angle is perfect. Okay. Dead straight, dead flat. This is going to be, as I would say, Terry, a ripper. Is there a command for that? A ripper. You like that, do you, Leslie? Thank you. She's a ripper. That's the one. So we've got that guy in. She's nice and straight. We've got a hole here that we have to deal with. That's easy. We're going to put, once this is carved, there's a little heel cap that goes on there just below. It'll be a little piece of matching cedar. The reason I'm using cedar, this piece here, is because I've used that for the headstock veneer, and I think that would be a nice touch to have the headstock and the heel matching. And I've just dropped it. And it's the right thickness. We're going to have that thick enough to cover the hole and meet up at the in actual fact it could even go all the way across there, but we use a piece of cedar. So that's in. I'm happy with that. That's really working. Beautiful, tight as a drum. Good. That jams in there nicely. And we've got that going. Okay, so now we're in the position, neck's done, we can carve it. We can carve that neck now and refit it, glue the fretboard and radius, and we're good to go. Once that's done, we can finish the components and then glue them together. We're getting close, guys and girls. We're getting real close. So I'll pull that out. I'm going to create an access hole for the truss rod now. So I need to measure where that truss rod goes. Okay, there it is. It's right through there. Okay, so I'm going to mark a center line there. In actual fact, I'll fit the neck so. Mark the middle of that truss rod. Like so. Take the neck out. Pop this guy here, like so. Marry up that center line with a dot down here. And I'm going to drill a hole straight through there. With my extra special long doobie whacker drill, this guy, straight through there. And the truss rod will sit in there nice and tightly. Let's see if this works. Terry, I hope it works. Wish me luck. The truss rod isn't exactly round, so I need to obviously have enough space, and I do have enough space at the top. It's going to be there. Okay, right there. That's spot on. Yep, right there. Okay, cool. Okay, we're good to go. Let's drill a hole, shall we? Let's see where that takes us. That's good. That's gone right through the maple brace, and we can lay that guy in there now. I'm going to test it. Where's that rod gone? Here it is. Of course, that's not going to be big enough. It's tight. I need to open that up. Just a little small. I'll grab a bigger drill and I'll continue working on that. And I'll do that tomorrow when we come back. I've got to run, but that's ready to go. Eagle Eye, what's going on? Thanks, guys and girls. That's it for today. I've done a lot today. Let's recap. We've got a hole through there. You can just see it at the top of that maple brace right in there. And what's that designed to do is an access hole for the, not an access hole, it's a hole to hold the truss rod stiff. The access is actually at the top of the headstock, up here, right, where we turn it. But we need that, that's protruding, so we need that to be held tight into some hardwood in there. So that's what we're doing there. It's looking good. Watch the VOD tomorrow. That's okay, no problem. It's all happening. So that neck fits now. Little nudge and she's in. Obviously we need to get those edges perfect, but they're pretty close. We can carve this neck tomorrow, guys and girls. That's what we'll be doing. So come back tomorrow. Same time, same bat channel. We're going to carve that neck and have it in the position where we can glue the fretboard down by the end of the day. We're off. See you tomorrow. Be good. Catch you then. Bye.